Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Grandstand Gururs, the number one sports podcast on the Explosion Network. I am one of your hosts. My name is Jack Kruse, and I'm joined this week by the original trio, Ashley Hobley.
Hey! I don't know if you're joined by the original trio, or we are the original trio.
They're joined, our listeners are joined by the original trio, maybe. Close enough. And Ciaran Marchant.
Kruse, we're home.
It's good to have you guys back. It's been a bit disjointed lately with cricket season and holidays and whatnot, but it's good to have the band back together.
It is fantastic. I've missed my outlet for sport, because there's been a lot of sport, but cricket has overtaken the world of Grandstand Gurus. Yeah,
it has been very cricket focused. It's been Grandstand Gurus has been going through a bit of an amorphosis. Is that a word, Ashley?
I think so.
Metamorphosis?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. We're just doing some different things, getting some guests on. I hope all our listeners have enjoyed our special chats to Logan Wilkinson and Thomas Marshall, etc., and so on. It's been a grand old time. Now, obviously, the last, not the last real episode, because I guess they're all real episodes. So we do live in a material world where things are like there's physics and stuff, right? I was going to say you can reach out and touch them, but you can't actually because they're audio. This is going well, isn't it?
Read out and touch me, audience. Reach out and touch me.
My point is... Well, anyway, so on Boxing Day, I did a one... Okay. It wasn't a one-on-one episode.
It was a 1-on-0.
It was 1-on-0. It was me, myself, and I.
I did a solo pod, as you guys know, on Boxing Day.
Pretty good job, Jack.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yeah. I haven't listened back to it, but I assume it. No one's complained yet, which either means no one's listening or it was okay. So, so we did, and which was my, I guess, end of year sort of summary of the year of sport, etc., and so on. And I did my top 5 moments and this, that, and the other. And I thought it would be good to get you guys back on and basically just make you do what I did while it was just me. And we're going to go through a few things this evening. So it's not going to be your standard everyone brings a topic type episode. Okay. We're going to do we're going to work through Ashley and Ciaran's top 5 sporting moments from 2017, and then we're going to do some predictions and what we're looking forward to, and then we've got something to finish the show on. Now, top 5.
Wait, do you want to talk about the highlights of last week, or since whenever the last episode was? Because since then, Australia have won the fourth test of this year, of this series, Ashes series.
The fifth test.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that might have been one of your highlights.
No, well, technically that's this year. So.
I guess you're right. That's a good point. It didn't fall into 2017, did it? Well, yeah, I guess then let's do that. Australia had already reclaimed the Ashes as of our last recording, but we're basically not quite a whitewash because we did have a draw, but 4-0. We sent the Poms packing, even though they're staying for a little longer for a one-day in 2020 series. Yep. But a comprehensive dismantling of the English cricket team, which is just one of the more beautiful things in life, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, anytime you can beat English people, it's great.
I blame the sun. The sun, man. It's all the sun's fault. They got in their eyes, made it too hot. Probably spoiled their tea.
Oh dear.
Well, I think the sun actually did affect them at the last match.
Yeah, the last match definitely. That reading I saw was ridiculous.
They seem to struggle quite a bit. Among other things, the stellar. It was definitely the bowling of Australia that I think won the series. The batting. There was contributions from just about everyone as far as the batting went at different times. So obviously Khawaja chipped in this match. The Marsh brothers both got 2 centuries each. Steve Smith just continues to be the greatest batsman that we'll ever have. And Davey Warner was Davey Warner, and Bancroft had a couple of showings. But no, it was good. It was a great series.
Yeah.
It was great. It's great to bring the Ashes back, and then for England not to get a win was even better.
Yeah. Doesn't get any more satisfying than that.
So satisfying. Not at all.
If it wasn't for a shocking MCG pitch, it would have been 5-0. You'd think.
And rain.
Rain doesn't help.
Hey, those leaf blowers were awesome. I love that part.
That was the whacker. That was some crazy stuff. That was just unreal. But yeah, no. So Australia have reclaimed the Ashes, and it's good. It's good times. We saw some great cricket. Now it's into the one day. They'll have a bit of a break, and obviously we've still got the Big Bash happening. So it's we are still very much in the heart of cricket season. We're about halfway through now, so we've got all the one days and the 2020s to go, and then we'll be counting down for footy season.
Yeah, 75 days or something.
I'm already. Wait, you guys haven't been counting down for footy season?
Oh, I've just been too engrossed in the cricket to think about it. To be honest, now. The extent of footy season coverage for me this time of year is following all the wags on Instagram.
Around. No, you got to know all the stuff, you know? You gotta be... I mean, so are you excited for AFL X or whatever that crap's called that's going to be interestingly one day?
Yeah, no.
No?
I mean,
Have they
I'm
even
intrigued.
nailed what they're doing down yet?
No,
yeah, well, it's all booked and crap. Like, I think it's like February 16th or 18th or something, or like that weekend.
Yeah.
Where there's like 3 different venues.
I mean, it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be. I'm intrigued by it. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they roll it out. But as you guys know, I'm a traditionalist with that kind of thing. So I don't like when they change stuff. And this to me reeks of like it could be one of two things. It's either a cash grab, we're just going to try something different, get a new audience in, just make some money, this whatever, or they're implementing things to fundamentally change the game of AFL, which they've been trying to do for the last decade, and I don't like it.
No,
I'll leave it.
This is something I think I want to talk about in a later show because it seems to be a trend across pretty much every Australian sport at the moment.
Yeah. Tennis, cricket, let's just cut it. Let's cut it in half. Let's make it quick. Let's make it short. Let's get them in and out. Let's get their ticket money and get them out. It's like,
yep.
Where's the, like, it worries me. It worries me. I like long form. Like it's like when you're watching a really good movie and you're just enjoying it so much, and you look at like the runtime, and you're like, "Oh, there's only like 20 minutes left," and you that disappointed feeling. That's like sport for me.
You really shouldn't be looking at your watch during.
But
during
even with if you're looking at your watch, that's a problem. But even if with it, because I know with the way they've got it set up for that opening weekend, I think it's like you get 6 or 7 games by going to the one.
Possibly, I'm not sure. I haven't. Yeah, because
it's
looked into it.
Each event is like a mini tournament, and there's like 5 or 6 teams for each one. Right. So they all play each other once, and then do a grand final on there.
It's very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, like I said, I haven't been paying too much attention to what's going on in that world as of late, but I am intrigued by it, but stuff like this just worries me. I'm a worrier when it comes to this kind of thing. So.
You could say it is what it is.
You could say that.
Will be.
What will
you
be,
most certainly should. Business is business. A deal's a deal. All right, well, now that we've got that out of the way, Ashes, happy days. Yeah. Let's. I want to know what your guys' top 5 moments are from the year. So we're gonna go number 5, and then Ash will go number 5, and then it'll go number 4, and then Ash. And so we'll do it. We're gonna. That's how we're
ordering them. Okay, I'll do that on the fly. That's fine.
Good. So Ash, number 5 moment for you of the year.
Australia win the Rugby League World Cup. I think they were favourites going in, but it's always good when they actually do what they were supposed to do.
What? I totally missed that. I missed that news. I thought I would have known that, but no, that's cool.
No, well, you're in Victoria, so that does.
Well, that's a thing. That is very much a thing.
Yeah, well, it definitely didn't make the papers here, but I was aware of it. I knew that it was happening.
Yeah, it was a great tournament. It was the last match was like a really hard, tough match. It was only like 6-0 the scoreline, so 1 try in the whole match. Yeah, but it was a great tournament with a lot of high-scoring games. And Tonga like really overachieved, even though they got a lot of players who defected before the big name players who defected. And then Valentine Holmes just was a try-scoring machine, scoring like setting a record at 5 in one match and then breaking it the next match with 6 tries. So, pretty incredible effort.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Go Aussies, eh?
Yeah.
Take that, Kiwis.
Damn you, Kiwis. Stay bad at rugby. Don't get good for a while.
True, they didn't even make the semis, I think. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they
Wow.
got knocked out in the quarterfinals.
I wish we had more information on this to give. You know what? I'm going to go into our group chat later and just give Tom crap for no reason. Like, it's way past.
Yeah, but he doesn't care about league. That's the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, he's a
the
union
union
guy.
guy.
He'll use
okay.
that. He'll be like, I don't care. And they beat us in the Bledisloe Cup this year,
Yeah.
so
Okay, fair enough.
yeah, which he was quite happy about. Ciaran, your number 5 moment.
My number 5 was the Hawthorn v Sydney game that happened.
yes.
I can't remember what round it was. I think it was
was
round
at that
18 or
game.
19. It was that. But Jack and me were there, and for me, it was a fantastic moment because we were the position Hawthorn was in was kind of bad, and there was a lot of doubters. Sydney was on that amazing run of games, and we won the game, and our youngsters stepped up, and it was a super proud moment, and I cried, and it was a good night with my bud Jack Kruse.
Yeah, that was actually a really good game. Jared Ruffhead played one of the great games I've ever seen him play.
Yep.
There was some great moments in that game. None more so than Ciaran giving it to the Sydney supporters sitting behind us.
Oh my god, they were terrible. They were terrible. Come on, you blood boys! Like,
Yeah.
I hate you so much.
Horrible
Shut up.
stuff.
I
Horrible
remember.
stuff.
They were the worst.
But no, it was a good night. It was a good game. I'm glad we got along to that game. It was good fun. It was good fun. Good pick. Ashley, your number 4, mate.
My number 4 was the Matildas winning the Tournament of Nations, which pretty much set them up for the rest of the year. They kicked off the tournament by beating the USA, which they hadn't done in 27 previous meetings, and it'd been 12 years since they even had a draw against USA. So to
nice.
knock them off was a pretty big thing. And then they beat Japan, like our local rivals, and then they trounced Brazil 6-1. So, yeah, so pretty good tournament. And pretty much made Sam Kerr a household name in Australia.
She's just about the top Australian athlete, other than maybe like Elise Perry. She's I think the top Australian athlete at the moment.
Yeah.
She's an animal.
Yeah.
She's an absolute animal.
She
would have to be. Like who else is on more on top of their game at the moment in world sport? I mean, maybe Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Like them two would probably be and Elise Perry. Like they're just about.
Yeah,
the
there's
best
not many
still around.
others. Yeah.
No.
So class above. She was
Absolutely.
terribly snubbed not to be up for World Female Player of the Year.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah.
Burn it down.
Robbed.
Burn it down. Ciaran.
Well, in
You're
my
number 4.
time away while you boys were all looking at the cricket and watching the cricket, I started watching a lot more basketball.
Oh.
And my number 4 highlight was the 16-game win streak by the Boston Celtics.
Right.
For the start of the season when we lost Gordon Hayward straight away, and then we were, kind of written off Kyrie Irving. Well,
yeah, there's a bit strong. Are they your team now, or have they always been your team?
They've always been my team, but I've
Yeah.
never paid enough attention to it until
fair enough.
one of the guys from Works talks about it a lot, and then I went, oh, screw it, I'm just going to watch a couple games, and then I just kept watching, and it's really interesting. And I guess basketball is one of those sports that I hadn't paid enough attention to really, understand player personalities and that kind of thing, and get really involved with it. And then, doing this part where I was like, I think it was because I had got really into AFL this year that I haven't done before. And then to have no AFL, all of a sudden I'm like, I need a sport that I need to be able to watch. And I would love that to be English Premier League, but I can't be bothered getting up at those times to watch those games. Where basketball kind of sits in that good time.
It's like
What'd you
11
say?
o'clock or something.
Yeah, basketball sits in a good time where
Yeah.
it's easy to catch up and it's not hard to avoid spoilers. It's easy to avoid spoilers and stuff for it because it's generally easy to watch games. So I've really loved it. It's really fun.
Nice one. Very good. Very good. Interesting one. Ash, your number 3.
My number 3 was the Brisbane Lions' best win of the season against Essendon in round 15.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Oh, yeah.
We're down
At
by
Etihad Stadium.
Yeah, down by 27 points. And then to pull it in the final, early in the final term, to pull it off winning by 8.
That was so good.
And to see a lot
That
of
was
the
my-
young guys step up was great.
That was my most crushing defeat by Hawthorn this year. Was the first game of the season when we lost to Essendon. That was so crushing. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm so happy you guys beat them though. Good on you.
I always love seeing the Bombers get beaten, so that was very much satisfying for me as well.
Yeah, very satisfying.
Good call. Ciaran, your number 3 pick.
My number 3 was the scariest knockout in the UFC of the year.
Ooh,
Francis Ngannou knocking out Alistair Overeem.
Took his head off.
Took his head off. He actually lifted him off his feet. It was scary as crap. It then came out afterwards because Francis trains at the UFC Performance Center. That he is the hardest punching man that they've ever seen. Like, getting hit by him is something like getting hit by a small car.
Yeah.
Is the equivalent to that impact. And that was ridiculous. Especially, it was never slated. Overeem was never supposed to lose like that.
No.
So it kind of makes...
He's got himself a title fight now.
Yeah, UFC
Ngannou.
220 with Stipe, and it's going to be awesome. That fight has so much like riding on it that it's one of my most anticipated moments of this year, and it's only in like a couple weeks. So
yeah, it is. It's coming up. So there's a UFC fight night.
there's fight night this week, which looks really good. Jeremy Stevens and I can't remember the Korean kid that's with
Choi. But Vitor Belfort's fighting on that card in the co-main event against Uriah Hall. Vitor's, I think this might be his retirement fight. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that he is on the way out. He did cheekily ask to have CM Punk as his retirement fight, but that didn't quite get across the line. But yeah, no. So I'm looking forward to 220. That's gonna be sweet.
Definitely.
Ashley, number 2.
Number 2, State of Origin game number 2. New South Wales was 2 minutes away from winning the series, and Dane Gagai managed to score in the corner, and then Jonathan Thurston, who played pretty much half a match with a broken shoulder or like one arm, kicks the conversion, breaks New South Wales' hearts, keeps them alive for us to win it in the third game. Doesn't get much better than that.
Brilliant stuff. Queenslander.
Yes.
Gonna be happy with that.
Queensland.
Ciaran, your number 2 pick.
My number 2 is a moment that I wanted to be my number 1, but because of events that happened afterwards, I got robbed. But Luke Hodges' final game.
Oh no! Ash's number 1 pick is Luke Hodges.
If that's Ash's number 1, I'm gonna cry. Because that night was a very emotional and amazing night, and it was a good game with the doggies. And a scary game as well because Jack was very angry at points.
Oh, yeah.
But it was still a good send-off for both Hodgie and Bob. So I remember that, and it was a beautiful moment. And, I had that stolen from me by some douchebag Brisbane Lions.
God.
I'm pretty sure Luke Hodge decided that's what is best for him.
There was like chloroform involved.
No, there was a lot of consent.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It
was a trade, so Hawthorn.
I still
Brisbane
can't.
Lions, the Bill Cosby of the AFL.
Do you think he'll when he retires? Real talk. Do you think when he retires he'll regret it? Sort of like Doug Hawkins did. Doug Hawkins went on another year and played at Fitzroy, and has always said that he regretted going on that extra year. He should have just stayed a one club player. Do you think Hodgie will regret it?
For me, that send-off was so perfect. Like, the media put in so much effort, Hawthorn put in so much effort to say goodbye, that for some reason, I don't feel like the media or anybody's going to put in that same amount of effort the second time.
When he retires to Brisbane, yeah.
So I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he's going to have that big a send-off again, which, might be...
I think he'd be all right with that. I don't think he's looking for the... He doesn't seem like the type of person to want the spotlight, so... Yeah. I know.
It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what impact he has this year. Whether Brisbane can sort of turn that win-loss ratio around.
I'm really scared. I think we have Brisbane like round 4.
No,
I'm super scared.
Yeah. Is it here or there?
No,
I think it's here. Or is it there?
I think it's either... We're not playing you in Melbourne, so it's either at
really?
Tassie or up at the Gabba.
I think it's Tassie.
Yeah.
Do the
I have a
Hawthorn
feeling
fans
it's Tassie.
boo him?
I don't.
Surely
know.
not.
I don't
Surely
think so.
not.
I think every Hawthorn fan I've really looked at through social media, I haven't seen much negativity. I've seen a
People
lot
are more
of,
just
you know,
upset rather than angry.
Yeah,
kind of
like
thing.
upset, but still
Disappointed.
supportive. So
That'll be interesting to see. I'll wait. I'm interested in that match.
me
Definitely.
too. Me
Definitely.
too.
Yep.
Ashley,
Number one.
number one.
Australia qualify for the World Cup. Thank God.
Yeah.
They did it the hardest way they possibly could. Travelled the furthest distance of any team but they got there with
Millet.
Mile Yednak
Mile
hat
Yednak.
trick.
Hat trick.
Technically, what we claim it as a hat trick, but
It's a hat
I
trick.
think one of them was an own goal.
Officially sanctioned by Grandstand Gururs.
Yeah. So to be at that World Cup in Russia this year is going to be great. And it's crazy when you look at all the teams that are missing out. Italy, Netherlands, USA, Chile,
yeah, no,
Ivory
crazy.
Coast. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting tournament.
But who have we got in our group? Are we in trouble?
I think we got Switzerland and a couple other big teams. Let me look this up.
Was Germany one of them?
I
feel like
don't
Germany was
think
in
so. Not this time.
They're good.
Yeah, so
It'd be nice if we made it to like the next stage
I think
once.
hopefully we'd get out of the group, but it's hard to say.
Have we ever made it out of the group?
Yeah, the first
Yeah, because you had the amazing
2006
run.
where we
You
got
had the
robbed
amazing
by
2006 one. Oh yeah,
we got
went
robbed by Italy.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Bloody
But
Italians.
I
Those
think we're more concerned about
those
here we go.
Italians.
So we got okay. No, it wasn't Switzerland. It's France, Peru and Denmark.
Oh, France.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
it-
you just aim for number two. Just aim for number two.
yeah, that's all we need.
Fine.
Yeah. If we
Yeah,
can just
aim for the
salvage a
second
draw
spot.
against France, then who knows?
Yep.
But
I think.
yeah, we have to get a coach first. So
Yeah, that's true. Bloody Ange, what was he doing? Unbelievable. I don't like it. Ciaran, your number one pick.
My number one pick is our very own Mr. Bobby Knuckles winning the UFC middleweight title and being the official title champ. The official
Now
champ
the official champ.
not just
Yep.
the interim. It's good. It's very good. It makes me it shatters me that they chose Perth of all places to
Yeah.
to hold the fight with Rockhold.
Yeah,
I have
no.
family members that I was like talking to them like, yeah, we bought tickets and we're going over there. I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah, no.
It's so
I hate
far. I
them
couldn't do it. I'm like,
too.
nah.
No way I could afford that. It's Sal's birthday that weekend anyway, so
No, it's
there's no chance. It's disappointing though. Like, yeah, Perth. Why? Anyway,
nothing good comes from Perth.
no. Yeah, but that was my number one. That was my number one moment as well.
Yeah, it was.
Rob-
He deserves it. The way he didn't even half-ass it. He wasn't like, there's been several champs at GSP who kind of just fell into a title fight and didn't really earn it at all just because of their name. And Whittaker went through the division. I think Rockhold is his scariest, or maybe one of the scariest people he has to fight in the division. So
Yep.
I really hope he makes it through it. But I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, it'll be a great fight. I can't wait. Although it'll be Sunday here, won't it? Is it Sunday or Saturday?
Depends on what time it is.
Because normally it's a
Saturday, isn't it?
Normally
I
it's
think
a Saturday
yeah.
event.
It's it.
But
Yeah.
if they're doing it for American times, it'll be Sunday here.
Oh god, I hope it is, because we have Sal's party on the Saturday, and that means maybe I can get away with watching it on the Sunday. This
Just
is
make
gonna
it
be
part of
hard
the
to-
party, Jack.
This is going to be hard to navigate. I'm
Just
gonna have
call
to
them
write
up.
that into my to-do
Call
list.
up the UFC and ask them to
221.
postpone it till.
Okay, perfect. Good idea. Good idea. Well, I was just looking at the UFC site before. It did say Feb 11th.
11th of Feb.
So that might be US though. That might be Feb 11 in the US, and
Well, that's
Feb
what if you
12th,
look
yeah.
at ticket prices. If you look at ticket prices, it's the 11th. So it'll be the 11th here, which is a Sunday.
Sunday.
oh wait, no, isn't the 11th a Saturday?
No.
No, I just looked at my calendar and 11th is a Sunday.
Huzzah!
Winner! You heard it here first, folks.
Beautiful.
Definitely not from the website or any promotion previous.
No,
Here
I
first.
knew it off the top of my head. Here first.
yeah.
We're breaking
exclusive
the date.
announcement.
We're
Exclusive
announcing the
announcement.
date here, guys.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. Okay, guys. And now that we've had your top 5 moments for 2017, I want to know, what are you looking forward to most in 2018?
The FIFA World Cup, I think. It's probably going to be the biggest event this year. In Russia, which should make things interesting.
In Russia, soccer ball crash you.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Probably why
to see
USA isn't going.
Yeah, lucky USA isn't playing. Otherwise, our Flog of the Year might have a lot of comments to make.
He might have some problems with that. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, it's a big deal. So, FIFA.
Yeah.
World Cup.
FIFA.
It's going to be
There
great.
you go. Awesome. Nice one. Ciaran.
For me, it's tough for me because I think now that I've been back into the UFC a lot more recently, I know a lot more fighters, so there's a lot more fights that excite me going into this year. Of course, you've got, stuff like is Conor going to come back? If not, it'll be Khabib and Tony. I can't remember his surname now.
Is it Armstrong?
No. Tony Ferguson. No, Tony Ferguson.
Tony Armstrong was an AFL player.
No. It'll be that, and that'll be an amazing fight.
Yep.
There's Max Holloway versus. I'm the worst for remembering fighters' names at times. Oh, Frankie Edgar. Max
Yep.
Holloway versus Frankie.
That's
Edgar
coming up.
look like it's about to be signed on, so that looks exciting.
Yeah.
But I'm going to
That'll
actually
be-
say I'm going to say the AFL season for me because I think this year we had last year we had such a close season. I get the feeling this year it's going to be even closer. I don't think
I hope so.
with how they're looking, and if their coaching goes well, even clubs like Brisbane Lions are going to be a bit more of a threat this year.
more
I think
competitive.
it's going to be you're not going to look at the games from Brisbane, from Carlton, and those
Probably
kind
still
of
the
clubs.
Suns.
Pardon?
Probably still the Suns.
Still the
And
Suns.
North
I don't
Melbourne.
think the Suns have got no. Suns are probably the only team that are going to be like that. But
And North.
Oh, yeah. North
no,
Melbourne.
I don't even think North is that bad. I think North has
Really?
got problems, but I don't think they're going to be that bad.
Okay.
Where I think you can't look at those games and think you're going to get a guaranteed win anymore. So I think it's going to be a very interesting season of footy.
No doubt. I hope we get as good a season as we did last year, and I hope we get a better final season, because the finals was obviously
Finals was
disappointment
atrocious. Finals
with just
was
the blowouts,
atrocious.
the constant blowouts, and that. So I think it'll be good to get another close season, because last year was insane. What I'm looking forward to in 2018, one we've already discussed, UFC 221, which comes up in the 11th of Feb, to see the first ever Australian UFC champion defend his title on Australian soil is going to be an amazing moment for Australian sport, for him as a fighter, for the UFC. I'm disappointed it couldn't be Bisping. I think that would have been enormous, but I think Rockhold's a fantastic fighter.
I think Rockhold's a better fight.
Yeah,
Rockhold's a better fight. I think.
Oh,
I think
I don't know.
I think Whittaker would have ran over Bisping.
I think it would have been. I think they're very similar fighters, Bisping and Whittaker, and I think it would have been a really good slugfest. My worry is that Rockhold will just take it to the ground and overpower him. Although Whittaker's shown that he's got a fantastic takedown defense. So it's gonna be a crazy fight anyway. So we hope just the rest of the card can hold up. Obviously, we've got Mark Hunt back in the ring fighting, so that'll be huge. Jake Matthews is back in fighting. We've got Tyson Pedro, so all the Aussies are getting on the card. It'll be it'll be a great event. So I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully I can sneak in to watch it. Don't get into too much trouble. And then I'm looking forward to seeing how the Bulldogs bounce back. Obviously, 2017 was a massive disappointment from us. We came in with all the hype, all the momentum off the 2016 season, and we fluffed it. In every possible way, off field, on field. The only positive was like the financial side of the club turning our biggest profit ever, and officially being debt free, which is great. But the rest of it was a disaster. PR problems out the wazoo, players revolts, infighting, like alleged infighting, ridiculous news stories, the Stringer situation, obviously. But I'm interested to see how they bounce back, how they can galvanise. They've realigned the leadership group. They've got a really interesting young leadership group and some players in there that I didn't expect to see in there, like Lockie Hunter and Jack Redpath, some of those guys that might have the perception of being in that Rat Pack. So it's interesting they've been given that responsibility, I guess, to lead the club, and it could be a great thing. So I'm really excited to see what we can produce this year, and hopefully we can get back to some sort of spirit, because this year it felt like, not this year but 2017 felt like they played without the spirit that they played it with through the 2015 and 16 seasons. And obviously the way we got to the flag was just through pure guts and grinding, and they just didn't show any of that this year. They didn't seem like they wanted it. So 28, bring on 2018. Absolutely.
Yep. I got a couple others.
Sure.
The Commonwealth Games this year, being held on the Gold Coast, should be good. Australia, with all their home support, should
do some
rake in the medals, I hope.
Hope so. Are you going to do some Grandstand Gururs live coverage?
No,
from...
all the tickets are sold out.
Oh, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Isn't
next
Whitaker's wrestling in that, isn't he?
Yeah, he's qualified.
He's qualified?
I don't... It just depends on his UFC schedule, I believe.
Okay,
whether he'll
enough.
compete or not. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
But, yeah, it'd be cool if you could.
No doubt. It'd be good to see.
Yeah. And, of course, this year's State of Origin. It should be interesting. Because Queensland's two halves have retired from international and representative football, so there's a big gap in the team. So see how they shape up against New South Wales. Whatever team New South Wales managed to put together this year.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Excellent. All right, guys. Moving right along. Predictions time. The fun stuff.
Yep.
We're going to predict AFL, NRL. We're going to predict grand finalists. Brownlow medal, Daily M. Did I say that right? Daily M?
Daily
M.
Daily.
Daily Mail. Like, it stands for Daily Mail. It's
Chocolate
the Daily
Big
Mail.
M's.
It's the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail
Strawberry
Award.
Big M's.
They sponsor it. Is that right?
Nutella Big M's.
John
The
Osai.
Daily M, Brownlow, and the goal kicking and tries. And then we will have one guru prediction, one pie in the sky, one outlandish thing that we think could possibly come true. So first thing is first. NRL grand finalist. Winner, I guess. Who's going to go all the way? Who's the favourite? Who are we thinking?
I don't know who the favourite is yet, because obviously Melbourne would be the favourites, but they just lost Cooper Cronk, so it'll be interesting to see how they shape up this year. I'm predicting Cowboys versus Panthers for the grand final.
Cowboys versus Panthers.
Yep.
Interesting.
Cowboys had that fairy tale run
the
at
whole
the
season.
Yeah.
Because Cowboys can shoot Panthers. So Cowboys will clearly win that grand final.
Didn't you pay attention, Ashley?
Yeah.
Didn't
Should
you?
have
I
been paying
taught you
attention.
this at the end of NRL season.
Yeah, you did. So, all right, put your money where your mouth is. Let's put some bets.
Put some bets. I'm predicting Storm Bulldogs. I feel like that's going to be the way to go this year. I think the Storm. I think losing Cooper Cronk is going to be, obviously it's going to have an effect, but I don't see it having that much of an effect.
Yeah.
As far as like taking them all the way down.
It'll be interesting to see
They're
who
impressive.
steps up and takes that number 7 spot. But
Yeah,
Cameron
no doubt.
Munster's been playing great. Obviously, they've still got Cameron Smith and Billy Slater.
Yeah.
So
Who?
Isn't that silly Blight? You've missed me, I know.
Dear. Ciaran, do you have a prediction for the NRL Grand Final?
I do. I'm going to say wild and out of left field, Cowboys versus the Roosters.
Cowboys versus the Roosters.
Yes, the Roosters are going to be early starters. They're going to be up before the rest of the competition. They're going to get in. They're going to score the tries to get to the grand finals. And Cowboys just going to get their 6-shooters out and blow through the rest of the competition. And this time, they're going to put in storm shelters. So when the Melbourne Storm comes through, they can run into their little shelter, be
Bunker
safe.
down.
be safe, and work out what they're going to do next time for that.
Hunker down for the winter.
Hunker
it's a solid,
down for the.
It's a solid strategy.
Exactly.
Surprised they didn't employ that already.
I know. Silly people put in
So
storm
simple.
shelters. I feel like I'm breaking Ashley.
I think he broke a long time ago.
Yeah.
AFL Grand Final. Ashley.
I've got Adelaide versus Geelong.
Ah.
I think, Adelaide might go one better this year and get that. Mm-hmm. And then Geelong they've got a very short period after their rebuild to
They're
short
at
premiership
the end
window.
of their rebuild now,
Yeah.
so it's now or never.
Yeah.
It's now or never, guys.
Very good. Very good. That's an interesting one. Very good. Ciaran, AFL Grand Final.
I've got GWS versus Geelong.
Okay.
Geelong because, they're out of a rebuild. Their team's got a bit of a timer on it now with, picking up Gary Ablett and
they need
the
to do
age
something
of their
with that.
players.
Yeah.
And then GWS, I think they need to win a grand final before
justify
they
their
lose even
existence.
more players. Before they lose even more players.
Do you know what would make me so happy is if they lost another prelim final. If they lost 4 prelim finals in a row now, or 3?
I think it's 3.
It'd be 3 this year. That'd just be so good. I'd be so happy about that. That'd just be the best. The absolute best. The best. My prediction is also Geelong versus the Bulldogs. I think, like you said, I just think Geelong, they have built their team around recruiting and bringing in players, not just your Abletts and your Dangerfields, but also players like Henderson, Zach Toohey, Reece Stanley, Zach Smith. Like, half their team have been, half of their best 22 have been external recruits. So I think, and they've spent big money on them. So I think that now's the time that they really need to make good on that. And this, I think, is their last, probably. Selwood's starting to get to that point where he's going to be coming around the back end of the next few years. Obviously, Ablett, probably not long left either. Dangerfield's still in his prime, but the rest, obviously, all the veterans that have gone out of that team in the last few years is going to continue to roll. So, you want players like Mitch Duncan to step up, and Guthrie and these guys. So, yeah, I think Geelong, and then I think the Dogs. I think it's more of a hopeful prediction than an actual.
It definitely is.
But if we can bounce back another preseason into those players who got 2016 done, Josh Shackey recruit, Trengrove. We've got Crozier from Fremantle. We've picked up some good kids in the draft. Our number 1 pick will slot straight into our back line. I feel like they'll galvanise. I feel like they'll get around each other again like they did in 2016. The loss of Murphy and Boyd is massive to our structure and to obviously the leadership, but and the spirit of the club. But I feel like we can.
Have they announced a captain for next year?
Yeah, it'll be Easton Wood. Yeah.
Okay.
So Easton Wood's captain, Bontempelli vice captain. Leadership group: Jack Redpath, Lockie Hunter, and there was one other. There might have just been the 4. Vamp for a bit. I'm going to look this up.
You sure not Liam...
Picken?
No, Picken wasn't in there, I don't think.
You sure? That's weird that Picken isn't in their leadership group. He seems like a top bloke. I think Redpath seems like the really odd one. I can see Lockie Hunter there.
Yeah.
But Redpath seems a bit odd. Especially considering the amount of times he got freaking suspended. We got twice last year?
Yeah, twice, yeah. That was probably the left field one. But they I feel like it's an interesting one to go, hey, what does this club mean to you? And Jack Redpath a lot of time isn't in our best 22 either. So that's another interesting call. It's like, hey, there was the way I see it is there was honest conversations had in the preseason. Players who were told, this is what we expect of you, this is what we want of you, this is what we think you can be. Where do you want to be? What do you want to be? How do you want to make your career? And he's obviously stepped up and said, I'll do it. I want to do it. Jason Johannesson was the fifth.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
Bontempelli, vice captain, Eastonwood captain, Lockie Hunter, Jason Johannesson, Jack Redpath, and Jordan Roughhead. That's right. So it's a 6-man group. So Ruffy's back in there.
I hope Jordan gets a full season this year.
Yeah, me too.
I hope he gets a full season.
Yeah, he's struggled with injuries. A lot of the time. He played a lot of this year, but he's always had injuries. Like he's never had. I don't think he's ever had a full season. He missed a whole bunch
this season.
Yeah, he did. He missed a chunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, we which hurt us structurally. We're hoping that he can get a good preseason in, but he missed the start. He hurt his knee in the first JLT game at the Whitten Oval. In a ruck contest, and it sort of screwed him for the first sort of quarter of the season.
And then he had it wasn't his eye. His eye was the
preliminary final the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Next prediction, the Dally M.
Yay! I got James Maloney. I think if my prediction is right that the Panthers make the grand final, then it's mostly thanks to new recruit James Maloney. Panthers look pretty good next year, so I think adding class act like James Maloney will make a big difference for them, and he'll win the Dally M.
I'm hearing that as baloney.
Yeah.
James Baloney.
Is my audio okay?
My baloney had a first name. It's H-O-M-E. No, cool. James Baloney. Ciaran.
It's my boy, Silly Blader.
It has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has to be my boy, Silly Blader. There can only be one option.
Yeah.
Billy Slater, watch out. Silly Blader's coming for you.
Fantastic. But he's rolling over in his grave right now. My pick also is Billy Slater. I think he'll back up a pretty good 2017 with a pretty good 2018. I think he'll be exceptional. Go Brownlow. Who we got for the Brownlow this year, guys?
I've got Patrick Dangerfield. But,
okay.
Yeah, obviously, there's another option that was pretty close, but yeah, I think Dangerfield just gets over the line. Maybe.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Based on?
I don't know. Just this season, I think the only thing that could stop him is if Selwood or Ablett start taking votes off him.
Yeah.
I think that's the only problem. Otherwise, you're looking at Dustin Martin backing up, I think.
Yeah. I don't think Dangerfield gets a look in for that reason. I think with Ablett slotting into that team, I don't see him.
Well, how many games is Ablett really going to play?
I think he'll play a few.
Yeah.
I think he'll play more than people think. There's been a lot more than just injury that has plagued his last couple of seasons at Gold Coast. There's a lot of self-inflicted not playing games.
Fair enough.
What a douche, Kenny.
Ciaran.
Tom Mitchell.
Oh.
Let's go, my boy Tom Mitchell. He was what? I think he was third or fourth on the tally this year. I think he settled into Hawthorn even more, even though, he had a fantastic season last year, but that was still, settling into a team that was very incomplete for most of the season. I think with the addition of a stronger defence and, those Cyril Riolis and stuff in the forward line, I think Tom's got his chance to shine even brighter this season.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was equal... he was second. He was sort of third in the votes, but second because obviously Dangerfield was rubbed out this year. Interesting. I'm voting for a tie this year. I think it's going to be a tie. I think we're going to have dual winners this year. I think our winners are going to be Josh Kelly from GWS and Bontempelli. I think these are the next two bona fide stars to come through the competition. These are the two next Dangerfield and Martin. Bust games open, win them off their own boot type players, and we're in the midst of the Dangerfield Martin era right now, and I think these two are just going to take the next step and get it done. And I think we're going to have a tie. I think it's going to be 29 votes each. And
wow!
I think they're both going to walk away with Charlie at the end of the year. It pains me to say that as well as someone who despises
Bontempelli getting
Giants.
a Brownlow medal. That sounds terrible. I really feel for you, Jack.
Come on, Bontempelli's one of the great kids going around, mate. Don't worry about him. He's the star. Tries. Who's going to win the try, Cam?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough call. I've picked Jordan Rapana from Canberra. I think Canberra's going to have a better season this year, and if they have a better season, then Rapana's going to have even more tries than he had this past season. I think he finished third in the try-scoring list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent. Ciaran?
I'm going to predict that you're both going to say Billy Slater or Silly Blader.
Hey, you know us too well. You know me too well.
Actually, no, my choice will be Brian Habana. Nope, that's the wrong one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I may have just
dear.
googled the
I
word
think
the
he
most
retired
tries.
like 10 years ago.
I'm sticking with it. Brian Habana.
Miraculously comes out of retirement to win the
He's
try
just going to
scoring
smash
medal.
it, guys.
What do they call the try scoring medal in
The try-scoring
the
medal.
NRL?
There's
Oh,
no
really? It's
special-
not like they don't have like not the
No.
No, okay.
I don't think so.
Interesting. It's not because it's a Coleman, obviously,
And he plays
Yeah.
Union
AFL.
as well. That's even worse. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Interesting.
Brian Habana.
Yeah, he's a
gonna
South
be-
African winger.
Oh,
Rugby
dear.
union.
out of left wing with that pick, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Google,
That's
you failed me.
Ash. No, Coleman medal.
I've picked Joe Danaher. I think.
Ugh.
Yeah. I know it's not going to be pleasant, but he's been the main focus for Essendon this year, and I think he finished. He also finished third this year behind Kennedy and somebody else.
Buddy Franklin,
Buddy.
Yeah.
who
So-
won it. Yep.
I think a couple more this year. He'll take it out.
Fair call. Fair call. Ciaran.
If he plays a full season, Jeremy Cameron.
Okay.
Mm.
If he plays a full season, gets the whole way, Jeremy Cameron.
Yep.
I think is definitely in for a shot.
Good player. Good
He's
player.
a very good
Solid player. My one is a little bit of a left field pick. I think Gary Ablett Jr. is going to win the Coleman medal this year. I think they're going to play him predominantly out of the full forward line, and he's a hard man to match up on at the best of times. And if he regains any form of his agility, which I think he will because he hasn't really lost it, he's really struggled with more so the shoulder injuries than the knee injuries that he's had. They've been the big sort of hamperers on his last couple of seasons. I think he's going to just come out and he'll kick 70 goals if he stays fit and plays a lot of games. So Gary Ablett Jr. is my pick for the goal kicking.
Interesting.
It
Very
is.
interesting. Because
Yep.
Eddie Betts, who's probably the best small forward in the game, scored 55 last year. So
Yeah, he's not Gary Ablett though.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if Gary Ablett is still Gary Ablett.
yeah,
It will be. It will be. I've been very vocal about my disappointment with Gary over the last few seasons, but I feel like him coming home and the stuff that's happened with his family and stuff, it's just, this will be, and he could very well like walk away after this year. I think he's got a 2-year contract
Yep.
with Geelong, but I think if he said I want to finish, and if he has a good enough season, he will. I feel like he can rip one out, and it would be the perfect way for him if Geelong can go all the way and win the flag, and he has a fantastic season. Like, why would you go on? Like, why would you keep playing? You just walk away. Like, you've done enough. You've literally done it all. You've won flags. You've won Brownlows. If he does something ridiculous like win the goal kicking, it'll be something to behold. Right.
cool.
Now, our pie in the sky, our guru prediction, our last prediction for 2018. What's your outlandish? What's the one that's going to make the listeners go, oh what?
This is
That's a throwback.
This is a crazy one.
Yep.
Okay,
Go.
Lakers bomb out the rest of the season.
Oh
LeVar Ball goes.
no.
He has a come to Christ moment and goes, I'm part of the problem. He stays out of the media spotlight for the rest of the year.
Oh no, that sounds horrible.
I hope he gets like locked up in Lithuania. That'd be great.
No.
Yes, please.
What are you talking about?
Yes, please.
He goes to tour
terrible.
China where his footwear's
Big
being, his
big
shoes are getting
brawler
made, and he
brand.
gets taken hostage by the The Chinese
Yeah.
workers.
Yeah, he
Oh,
takes his
yeah.
shirt off and tries to wrestle somebody.
This is terrible. You're both terrible. I don't like it. Ciaran, give me your guru prediction.
Richmond don't make finals.
Ooh.
Richmond just
Okay.
don't make finals this year. I think coaches are going to spend a lot of time looking at footage from Richmond games over the last season, and I think they're going to get worked out pretty quickly.
Mm.
And I don't think they have enough change in their players, maybe, or in their player group to actually adapt to that quickly enough. So I don't think they'll make finals.
Interesting call. I'm also on the leaning towards Richmond missing out this year. So I feel like they'll probably party quite long and hard, as they should have, as you should when you win a grand final after so long. My pie in the sky, my guru prediction is that Tiger Woods will win the Masters this year. I feel just like he's building. So early April is when the Masters are on at Augusta, and I can feel it. I can feel the comeback building. I can feel the energy. I feel like Tiger can do it. I feel like he can come through and win the Masters. And I hope he does, because that will be amazing if he does. That would just be the absolute best. So that's mine. Tiger to win the Masters. Very good.
And then another wife comes out of the woodwork. And
No, he's not married anymore.
He's not married, so it's all perfectly morally
a set
correct.
of clubs come out of nowhere and said he's been cheating on them with another set of clubs.
No, that's terrible. He still uses his old clubs. I was looking at a photo the other day, and they're like all like old and scratched up.
Exactly. That's the story.
See, well, maybe that's the problem. That's why he hasn't been winning.
No,
You know?
You get those new clubs.
Someone needs to crash their crappy 90s car into like a nearby like telephone place, or like a tower of some kind, top the tower over the golf field, and then break his clubs.
That is horrible. I don't know why you would even say that.
Because that's the ending of Happy Gilmore.
This is terrible. This sounds horrible. I hope that doesn't happen. Okay. That's our predictions, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you for paying attention to them. Let us know if and when we get them right. I'm expecting someone to have noted them down, Jaden Pryor style, to let us know at the end of the year how we went.
Well, if it's anything
moving
like our
on.
Platinum Explosion predictions, we're going to be completely wrong. So
I'm the new predictions master from Platinum Explosion, so get on my level, Ashley.
We will see. Now, moving on. An update on everyone's favourite segment, Flog of the Week. Now it's been a fun little thing we've introduced to Grandstand Gurus as the Flog of the Week segment. We've had some fun with it. We've gotten to put some names out there and put some names up in lights, and to I guess single out some of the floggier acts in sport over 2017. However, I think as a group, as a show, we should be putting out more of a positive energy to what we do. So therefore, I am retiring Flog of the Week. Flog of the Week has been retired. We're closing it down. We're shutting it down. It's going into the
getting buried alive.
top men, Ash. Top men. It's in the Indiana Jones warehouse. It's getting rolled, and then we're putting it away. We're shelving it for the time being in an effort to put more of a positive message out there.
Nobody was going to beat Trump, so
Yeah.
kind of.
Well, yeah, it's true. No one's topping that. No one's topping that. And so I introduced to you a new segment, a new weekly segment that we will be rolling out as of today. It's Legend of the Week. Or
Hey, you bloody legend!
Legend.
Hey.
Or Ledge of the Week for short. And Ledge of the Week, we will be every week. One of our guest hosts will bring a nomination for Ledge of the Week, and it is a individual or team performance of brilliance, a great act of sportsmanship, a gutsy effort, something good, something positive that an individual or team or whoever, could be a supporter who does something great in the world of sports. So you were both not aware of the changes made to this segment, I wanted to surprise you. I brought 2 nominations for Legend of the Week, for the first ever Legend of the Week. And the first nomination goes to Joe Root, who, obviously the captain of the English cricket team, who had let's call a mediocre at best series. He made a few 50s, but was not once able to convert them into 100. Captained in a very interesting way with his field settings. A very disappointing season for him. However, in the final test, which concluded yesterday, the English captain the night before was in hospital with severe gastro and dehydration. Was up all night, throwing up. He was in batting at the end of day 4. Did not come out at the start of day 5. But then when they lost their first wicket, he came out and batted for as long as he could, and then had to retire hurt after the lunch break. And I just thought that was just a real gutsy effort.
Yeah.
To try and come out and try and carry his team after having been up all night in the hospital, throwing up all night. I just thought that was really impressive effort from Joe.
Yeah.
Now, my second nomination goes to a man who has been nominated before on this very show for Flog of the Week, and I nominate Nick Kyrgios. For Ledge of the Week. His first ever ATP title on home soil at the Brisbane International. He won it regardless of a knee injury that he'd been carrying, that he was not allowed a medical timeout for. However, his opponent was allowed an 8-minute timeout to get changed. And I thought Nick, rightfully so, questioned that in a fairly, as far as Nick Kyrgios goes, respectful way. And I was really impressed with the way that he carried himself, with his tennis. I thought he did a fantastic job, and I think that needs to be recognised for all of his shortcomings. If we're gonna pile onto him when he's has floggery things in his repertoire, we should give him credit when he does well. And I thought he was fantastic, and I hope that he does well in the Australian Open coming up.
Yep.
Please unblock us, Nick. Now, so those are my nominations for Legend of the Week. I'm not sure. I know you guys weren't prepared for this, but if you have anything that comes to mind from the past week or so, guys, you'd like to nominate for Ledge of the Week.
No, nothing really is springing to mind.
I just need to remember his name. Give me 2 seconds. Riff for a second. Riff.
So, Ash, how does this make you feel? How do you feel about?
It's going to be great. New positive spin. 2018. We need positivity.
I think so. 28. I had this feeling like we were putting out like a negative energy.
Well, that was
into the world.
It was in theme with 2017, really.
That's true.
So
that's very true. 2018 is good. It's onwards and upwards for 2018.
Hopefully,
I'm good.
Who we got?
Edson Barboza, who just got absolutely mauled by Khabib at UFC 219, but he got the most, like the worst first round I have ever seen. He got mauled. There was this look on his face like, what the hell has just happened to me? Did I just get hit by a car? Like, there was a shock. But even, like, he lasted the entire fight, all 3 rounds, and even in the 3rd round, he was still attempting to, like, throw wheel kicks and do spinning backflips and spinning...
He's an entertaining fighter.
And so, that to me, even though, he pretty much lost the fight in the first round, and you could tell he had nothing in the tank that he could give, he was still pushing it and trying to fight. He never gave up, and I think that's pretty awesome in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I agree. Very good nominations. Well, as we are a panel of 3, I think we should decide on who our first winner of Ledge of the Week is. Who do you think out of those 3 had the best showing?
I guess Nick Kyrgios, because he actually won.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess the other 2 lost. You're right. That's a good point. I think that speaks for itself. If you're no objections from you, Ciaran?
No, I think it's fantastic to have, to start, with turn of positivity with a comeback story from one of last year's vlogs to now be a legend. So.
Yeah. Absolutely. Maybe he'll unblock us. Nick, congratulations, mate. You are our first ever Legend of the Week.
You probably don't know that, Nick. That's fine.
It's fine.
Well, I'm sure that he listens. I just think he's sick of the tweets.
Probably.
Yeah. All those notifications,
All those
really-
notifications.
He'll just light up his phone.
Congrats. And now, you guys will be happy. LeVar Ball finally has a chance to win an award on this show.
Oh,
How about
God.
that?
No.
Excellent.
If that
Actually, you'd
happens,
have
Legend
to
of the
actually
Week.
do something. Rather than
he
just
does-
talk
we'll
rubbish.
Find something. Don't worry, we'll find something. Don't worry. Oh, dear. Well, guys, it was great to have you both back for this episode. It's good to get the band back together.
It's great to be
Been-
back.
Been too long. Looking forward to 2018 and what the sporting world can dish up for the Grandstand Gurus.
Damn
and thank
straight.
you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for joining us for another episode of Grandstand Gurus. Remember, this is a product of the Explosion Network. You can find all of our content over at www.explosionnetwork.com, and you can follow us all on Twitter. Ashley is at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY.
It's a thing.
Ciaran is at your boy Ringo. I am at Kruse_mate. Grandstand Gurus is at Grandstand Gurus, and you can follow the Explosion Network at Explosion Pod. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, remember, like, subscribe, share us with your friends and with your mother. Until next time, plat plat. Keep on grandstanding.
Hey, it's Ashley here to let you know what you can expect from the Explosion Network in January. Feeling nostalgic for 2017 already? Then you should check out the Explosion Network's Best of 2017 Top 10 lists over at explosionnetwork.com. We'll let you know the best games, movies, TV, and more from last year. Got some disposable income that's burning a hole in your pocket? Then why not spend it on some sweet Explosion Network merch? Head over to designbyhumans.com/shop/Explosion Network. Pick up a shirt, or a mug, or a hoodie, or even a sticker. They're all things that you can buy on the shop and they mail out to you. It's crazy. Of course, our weekly shows continue. Pleasure Explosion Mondays, Platinum Explosion Tuesdays, and Grandstand Gurus Thursdays, each at 12 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Catch our live streams on twitch.tv/Explosion Network and keep your targets locked on explosionnetwork.com for all our explosive content. Plat plat. Sound effects. I don't know how to end this ad read. Good luck editing this, Dylan.
No song?
No song?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, it's been so long.
Oh, dear.
Can you feel the sport tonight? I know we're in the grandstand. Yeah, that's it. That's all you get.
Magic. Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.